Bismillah.
Bismillah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Arabic Word by Word. I'm Heather.
I'm Yusuf.
Today, we're going to talk about the expression Alhamdulillah. So, Yusuf, can you say it as the native Arabic speaker here?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so what do each of those words mean?
Alhamd, which means praise. Lillah, which means God.
Or to God, for God. So, what does it mean altogether?
It's mean together, Alhamdulillah, to being thankful, whatever it happens in your life, good or bad,
Mhm.
to always be grateful and thankful to Allah in everything that happen in your life, because everything that happen in your life is for a reason.
Okay,
And
so
maybe we don't know that.
so give us an example.
Yeah.
When would you use Alhamdulillah?
For example, you say Alhamdulillah when you wake up and your health is good. That's a good example to say Alhamdulillah, as we Muslim we say that.
Mm-hmm.
And even Allah says in the Quran, if you say Alhamdulillah, He's gonna increase you more and give you more. So
Okay,
if you say Alhamdulillah when you wake up and you have a good health, Allah gonna give you more health and
so
energy.
for
If you say Alhamdulillah,
for
yeah.
small things, you have hot water in your tap running in your bathroom.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have a
food
roof, you have a roof in top of your
over your
head,
head.
you
Okay.
have water, you have something small, you
You
have
have
like
your health. Your
can
kids are
eat
healthy.
food, your kids are healthy.
Okay, so
All
other
this like a big blessing from Allah.
and other examples like you get a job you wanted,
Yeah,
something good happened, right? Like, or
yes, yeah,
you find something you were looking for. Alhamdulillah. Okay. What are some other
yeah.
examples?
Alhamdulillah for good and bad, not only for good. Like if even you wake sick this morning, you can say Alhamdulillah too. If you, but
Mm-hmm.
for example, for what I want to mean, like you say Alhamdulillah for whatever it happens in your life. So you
Even if
can
you're sick.
say like, yeah, even if you're sick, even if
So
your legs get
So
broken,
what's the thought behind? Yeah, so you break your leg, you're in the hospital, you're getting a cast, and you would say
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah. Like, explain that to us, because I think most of us, we understand saying Alhamdulillah in when something good happens in our lives, but I think a lot of us, at least I know myself, I struggle to understand why someone would say Alhamdulillah when something bad, like I break my leg. Why would I say
yeah.
Alhamdulillah in that case?
Yes, you say Alhamdulillah because if you broke your leg and you cannot do anything, like you can go outside or something like that, that's a good sign. Maybe you don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but Allah is protect you for something gonna happen for you. Like for example, if your leg like it's not broken and you go outside, you don't know maybe what gonna happen to you. So you always say Alhamdulillah. Maybe like you're gonna get hit by the car, someone gonna steal you, something gonna happen to you, like or something like that. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
So
So
always say Alhamdulillah
So
for whatever.
Alhamdulillah, it's
Yeah,
basically trusting Allah. Like, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for whatever the reason is behind this thing, even if it's a bad thing. I missed my flight.
yeah,
My
yeah. And
car
Allah knows
had a
better.
problem. Something happened and
Yeah,
it seems bad, like, but you still have this thought that, okay, Allah has a greater plan. Like, Allah knows better.
yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Exactly. Say Alhamdulillah for that. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was something maybe like is bigger than just what happened to you. So you don't know. So you always say Alhamdulillah, like you don't know the reason.
Yeah.
Or that, as you say, also if you're traveling and your plan gets cancelled or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, or suddenly something stopped you to go, like you lost your bag,
Mm-hmm.
anything makes you to go late.
Yeah.
Maybe you're gonna see this situation is bad, but Allah plans is better and that save you from something you
Mm-hmm.
not know it in the future. And Allah knows that better.
Right. And there's a surah about that, yes?
Yeah, and there is surah that Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Which means in this surah, like maybe you're gonna hate something and it's like khair, which means in Arabic like good for you,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you're gonna like love something and it's bad for you. And at the end, which means the surah Wallahu ya'lam wa antum la ta'lamun, as we say that, like Allah knows and people don't know what is good for them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and also just talking about Alhamdulillah and what we've been seeing the past
Yes.
year and a half in Gaza and Palestine in general.
Yeah,
And
the
I
most
think a lot of us,
people.
I hope people have been seeing and are aware of what's happening, but I know myself,
Yeah.
seeing people in the worst, the most horrible, horrific things we can't even and shouldn't even imagine happening, and
so sad.
seeing them say
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, it's like,
It's
just,
a good example. It's a good example for what you're
it is,
saying.
and it's a good example for all of us, unfortunately.
For have their face,
Yeah,
they have a strong face.
such
That's
strong faith
how.
and
Yeah,
such strong
mashallah.
ties to their land and their roots and their,
That's a good example. That's a good example. They're losing their kids, they're losing their families, they're losing their houses, they're losing
their
their
limbs,
food and water, and
everything.
how they're living, and all of that they say Alhamdulillah, like the most strongest face and strongest people. Wallahi, they have this mentality
In the whole
in
world,
this
and the rest of
world.
us are living like kings with, like more food
Yeah.
than we could eat in the whole year in our cabinets and our, comfy beds and our
Yeah.
heating and our hot water. And we're wasting,
Yeah.
and people are not realizing like what they
Most.
have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so to
Allah
take it,
mentioned in the Quran, like you said, also this, like most people are ungrateful,
hmm
and that's true, and that's true.
and I think even in the West, like it's, we realize how important gratitude is, and we realize like this is good for your mental health. Like even just in like a 2025, like even a person without faith is going to be like, oh yes, gratitude is so good for you, and it's going to make you feel like a happier person and live a better life. And I think, that wisdom was already in Islam for like so many, centuries, and we
Yes,
just
so
have to
many
recognize,
centuries.
like,
Exactly.
even if you don't believe in, a greater power, but you just have gratitude for what you have, so I think,
Exactly. And all the psychologists,
hmm
coaches, or people like they talking about like mental health or like monitor or coaching you in your life. They're gonna tell you like first thing, being grateful, say like thankful to everything, even they don't have any belief or something like that. It's one of how, and Islam, like as you say, from many centuries, like keep bringing that to be grateful. And Allah that mentioned in Quran to be grateful, and He's saying when you be grateful, Allah gonna increase you more.
yeah,
And that's like about what you're saying. It's
so
true.
it's so much more than this, these two words. And I even just recorded a podcast with a friend, and we talked about the idea of how when I said to myself in English, thank God, oh, thank God it's Friday, it didn't mean anything to me the way it does when I say Alhamdulillah as a Muslim, as a believer. And it just, the words in Arabic have more meaning. And I think we find that a lot, that
It's true.
you need to know the Arabic because it's deeper than what you think. It's not just thanks God, thanks be to God or something, like it is, but it's more. And there's so much more behind it. And there's so many situations, we can't list all the situations when you would use it. It's something you should say all day. Like you said, Yusuf, from the moment you wake up till the moment you're closing your eyes to go to bed, like be grateful, be thankful.
Yes, exactly.
You guys tune in for the next one. All right. Shukran. Thank you.
See you soon. See you
Assalamu.
soon. Ma salama.
Bye.
Bye.